Welcome to the Unwarranted Podcast. You have your host, me, Dennis, and my brother Manny. You
Let's
can
get it.
continue to catch our content on Instagram, Rubler, Facebook, and especially YouTube. You can get the long form content. We're coming to you again with another wonderful episode, man. I thank the people that continuously watch us. We see and we look over the analytics and we see, some of you continue to come back. Hey, continue to comment, like, and subscribe. It really supports help us. And Manny,
Absolutely.
let me know, man, where are we starting at today?
So the Lions demolished the Jaguars 52-6 on Sunday. Amon-Ra has a great day, 11 receptions, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff went amazing, 24 for 29, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, a bounce back game. Lions scored a touchdown in the first 7 possessions, and we have a team. We break history, 645 total offensive yards. That's the most in team history. Lions are 9-1, top of NFC, but people still continue to doubt us. But what else is new? So D, let's have some fun today with this. What do you feel like if there was any player, past or present, from the Lions that you could bring back to add to this team? Who would it be?
So when I threw this at you, I had, first thing that came to my mind was like, I'm sure everybody's gonna say Calvin, but I thought of Dominican Sue. I'm just thinking about
Mm,
his dominance with Aiden. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yes,
like, it would
yes,
give the defense like a pure, like, bad boys Detroit type of image. I
yeah,
just felt like Dominic would have been perfect. But the more I thought about it, that's like who I would have at like second. That would have been my second choice.
yeah.
At third, I definitely have to go Calvin because we
Okay,
already have two good running backs. Yes, Barry would have been amazing, but
yeah. It's a
then you
waste
have three. It's a little overkill,
for sure.
right? But I'm sure you're thinking, well, who do you got?
I
Who you got number one?
already know. I already know.
Do you?
Matthew
Well, number one,
Stafford.
I got number nine. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yep. I
I'm
knew it.
sorry. Matthew Stafford. The more I thought about it, I'm like, do you know how many rings would be happening right now?
I knew it. I
Like
knew it. I
prime
knew it.
Stafford. We said in their prime. So you know what
I
I'm saying?
knew
Like,
it. I
we
knew
saw
it.
what he did with Calvin, but I'm like, oh man, give him J Mo, Wady Mo, give him
Yeah.
Amon Ra. You give him two running backs, an elite O line, a good defense. Oh my God. Like
If you
we could
gave
pop
Stafford JMO, that would be crazy. It would be
man.
70-yard touchdowns week after week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amon Ra go crazy too, because look what he did with Cooper Cup. Made him a triple crown king.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, with
True.
Ben
True.
Johnson, with that mentality,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
man, like and it was tough because you could say Barry. You know what I mean?
I knew
Like,
you weren't gonna go Barry though,
you
because we
know,
already got two. We got two good
we
running
got
backs.
two,
If
but
you
you had,
added
Barry behind that old line would be because you got to think what he did behind a bad one.
no, for sure, 3,000
You
yard
know,
season
but
potentially.
yeah, he would do crazy things,
Yeah.
and then Calvin, like, I mean, come on, bro, like,
But I
you
knew
throw
you were gonna
Calvin
go
in the mix.
Stafford. I knew you were gonna go Stafford because it's the one piece that is like, okay, it just adds to everything. I knew you were gonna go Stafford. I knew you were gonna go
Yeah,
Stafford.
like,
I know you know where I know you know for a fact where I went. So I'm glad you went offense as your number one because I was worried about that. I'm like, what if D picks defense? And he started off with Dominican Sue. I was like, is he going
thought
there?
heavy. I thought heavy about it.
Is
I
he
thought,
going there?
because come on, man, Sue, let's be,
I'm
hey,
glad you went offense, but what I'm gonna say is, and this is probably one of the most underrated Lions players who play for us, and one of
ah,
the best people in his position. One of the best people in his position that did not get enough shine because our team was bad. Do you know where I'm going with this?
is it the guy I think 2-3?
Who I don't
Who,
think so. Who you?
who?
Darius
Slay
Slay.
2-3.
Darius Slay. Darius Slay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
23. He was number 23.
I don't know why I thought he was 24. He was 23?
Or maybe wasn't he 23?
I'm not sure, but I went with Darius Slay because I
Like,
feel like
man,
if
yeah,
you give our defense Darius Slay right now, oh my God.
man.
Super Bowl without question. We can lock down your best guy and take away your deep threat, and our pressure up front is immaculate. 100% Super Bowl. I wouldn't have a doubt. I might not even watch the Lions game. I might spend that time
Man,
working on something else. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
imagine what Slay would do with two safeties back there doing that?
Dude, lock down your best guy. Whoever your best guy is, lock
Gotta
down.
pass to somebody.
Yeah, yeah. And not to mention the way our corners play. And I'm gonna say this too because we're on the topic and they deserve a lot of credit. Kirby Joseph, this game he got a 7 interception on the season and 15 since 2022, most by any safety. Kirby Joseph is having a great season. Same thing with Brian Branch. Just phenomenal play. But
Yeah,
back to
best
there
duo in the league.
if you add Darius Slay to that, dude, it would be shutout. It will be shutouts
Hey,
every week. Shutouts. To be honest, as adults, knowing what to get friends and loved ones for birthdays, holidays, and special occasions can be a hassle. Sometimes giving just a card and cash can come across as lazy. LewieCards remove that stigma and takes the hassle of gift giving right off your hands, allowing your gift to be the card. With different options and your ability to customize the card to your liking, you can now give someone a unique card, a premium card, the one and only card that is in and of itself the gift that keeps on giving, a gift that combines cash and a card. LewieCards, the premier card of gift giving. Get yours today at LewieCards.com. Got the Steelers as the scariest team in the AFC.
yeah, well,
I don't think it was.
who's second and third then?
Well, here's what I would say first before I get to that. When it came to this game, it shouldn't have been as close as it was. Russ actually threw a pick in the red zone, which is uncharacteristic of him. So that game could have been, much a 12-point deficit. It didn't have to be as close. Didn't have to be as close as it was. A pick happened in the red zone. Now, without that being said, Steelers have a top two defense in the league, giving up an average of guess how many points? 16. So is it uncharacteristic of the Ravens to only score 16, or is it more characteristic of the Steelers to hold a team to 16? I'll go with the Steelers on
Man,
that
you got
one.
a kicker missing kicks.
I'll go with the Steelers on that one. I'll go with the Steelers on that one. Yeah, I'll go with the Steelers on that one. And I said this before too, man. Name me there isn't a big list of teams with a head coach and a quarterback who both have a Super Bowl ring, who are both going in the Hall of Fame. Your defense is playing at a top two level. I mean, I don't know what more needs to be. What more can the Steelers prove? Like, what more can they prove before people just say
Wow.
this is? And not to mention their schedule is
If I known this was a tone you were gonna have, I would have came out and said, "Was Justin Fields back out there? We back to not scoring touchdowns now. We back to only getting 18. I thought the Ravens had a bad defense.
with
18? Yeah,
with
hey, but they're gonna be in the Super Bowl, right? They're gonna be okay. They'll be okay. Well, hey, look, but I didn't want to go there because I do want Russ to succeed. I do. You know, but hey, no, don't come at Lamar like that, though.
I didn't
He's
come
gonna
at
win.
Lamar. I just
He's
spoke.
going to win the second matchup. He will. He'll win the second matchup, and
Look, if this is the tone you're coming at, if this is the tone you're gonna come at, I'll bring it right back and say Lamar's 4-12 against the Steelers and the Kansas City. We don't even know if this guy can win in the playoffs yet or win a big game, if we're being honest. I love Lamar. I want him to win a Super Bowl. I think, this is a good year for him to prove that. But are the Steelers the scariest team back on point? Absolutely. 100%. And the reason why they're also the scariest team is because they'll be the most underrated in every matchup. In every matchup, everybody who plays them or faces them will say the same thing you're saying. Russ is Justin Fields. I mean, this guy couldn't score a touchdown against the Ravens. That's what's going to happen every game. And they're going to continue to overlook the fact that Mike Tomlin is a great head coach who built Russ's confidence by giving him a bar, by letting Justin Fields play the first few games, who, let's be honest, their offense wasn't looking spectacular with him out there. So he built up a bar for us to play with. Great coaching, brought him right back out there in a big game against the Jets, which he knew he could win because their defense is phenomenal. And that's exactly what he did do. And now Russ's confidence is back. He's there, he's playing, he's happy again, and he's beating top teams again. And if we're just being honest, time of possession also, I mean, 32 minutes, that's how much the Steelers are holding, the ball for in the game. That's sixth in the NFL, eighth in rushing yards per game, 138, 12th in points per game, 23 points per game. But when you're holding teams to 16 points on defense, that's a touchdown advantage that you usually have in every game that you play, no matter what team you face. So I believe the Steelers are the scariest team in the NFL.
In the NFL.
In the AFC. In the AFC.
Whoa,
in the,
now
AFC.
you want us to tread water.
In the
Don't
AFC.
make us tread water on you.
What
I'm
you mean
saying
by
is,
that? What you mean?
all I'm saying is, if I see the Steelers in the Super Bowl, Super Bowl, that's the matchup I want if I'm the Lions. I don't want the Ravens. I don't want the Chiefs. And the Bills. I'll take them too. I'll probably say I'll take the Bills first, Steelers second, Ravens, Chiefs.
I'm glad you brought up the Bills, D, because they beat the Chiefs 30-21, giving the Chiefs their first loss. Are the Bills now the best team in the AFC? I already know
No, the
what you're gonna
Steelers
say.
are. Yeah.
Oh, you think the Steelers are?
Yeah. No. The Steelers are the best team in the AFC. They hold that title until I don't know. I have to look at the schedule, but they do play the Ravens again at the end of the season. So until then, the Chiefs are bad. Like I don't like. I told you how I feel about them. Like they look like the Phillies from last year with just a little bit better quarterback play. I'm gonna just be honest. I
Oh,
don't. I think the Chiefs are like a first round, second round out. Their schedule is really light, so they might not have to play in the wild card round, honestly. But the Bills made it respectable. It's not, what I'm saying? The Bills are only a game behind them now, and they own the tiebreaker. So if the Chiefs lose one more, Bills go number one. But the Bills unfortunately have to play the Lions, and we know that's an L on their docket. So the
yeah.
Chiefs will have to lose twice. So we'll see how
I
things
respect
land.
that answer. I respect that answer. I think when asking a question like, are the Bills the best team in the AFC or any team for that matter, right? I know you included the Steelers in there, and that's why I gave the Steelers a lot more respect by saying the scariest team in the AFC. Because when we look at the AFC, every team that we just talked about in the last few minutes, whether it be the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, or the Steelers, could all be considered the best team because they've all beaten each other. Ravens beat the Bills, and the Bills are tech some people's favorite now. The Chiefs
Right.
beat the Ravens, and that's some people's favorite. The Steelers beat the Ravens, though. That's some people's favorites. Like every team, I believe the AFC, a better question to ask when talking about the Bills would be, I believe they're the most motivated team out of all the teams that we've discussed. I believe they're the most motivated team above Kansas City, above the Ravens, and even above Mike Tomlin's Steelers. Name me another team. And we talked about this in the offseason when we said Deion Dawkins. It was reported that Deion Dawkins said that Sean McDermott and Josh Allen have been barking a lot more since the roster turnover and the pressure to win in Buffalo was as high as ever. We talked about this thing. Could they win this year? But they've been in a pressure cooker for the past few years because they've lost to the same team in the playoffs and played well against that team. Sean McDermott was on a chopping block, like I believe before the season started. People were questioning should he be fired. Like,
Yeah, they were.
what's the reasoning behind this continuous losing streak in the playoffs? The Bills have played the Chiefs great in the regular season, and it isn't like there's a long list of QBs or teams that have beaten the Chiefs in the past 5 years. They've been to the last four Super Bowls, so, four of the last five Super Bowls. Chiefs have been there. That's not on Josh Allen. And also, too, let's be frank, Josh Allen's playoff numbers are phenomenal. Like, even though he loses, it's kind of like Joe Burrow right now. Most people don't know Joe Burrow in the last 7 games got 18 touchdowns, two interceptions. Like that is a phenomenal. He is balling, but he's
Yeah.
losing. And Josh Allen is doing the same exact thing. And I've been a fan of Josh Allen for a couple of years now. Same thing with Lamar. I put them two like neck and neck, so there's no bias on either one. But I just feel like the motivation that Buffalo has this year exceeds the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. Guys, I'm a perfectionist, and I personally believe in one of the things you should always care the most about is what you put into your body, which is why when I need a midday boost, I don't drink any energy drink. I drink excess energy drink. Why? Because there's nothing like a clean vitamin B12 energy boost in the middle of the day with zero sugar. You want to know why? Because when you take away the sugar, you get zero crash, which means you can keep winning all day. So guys, crack the seal on one of their many flavors and keep winning. And D, real
You
quick,
know what I'm
I want to
saying?
switch. I want to switch back over to the NFC. I know we touched the Lions, but I did want to get your take on this because I know we said that the media is disrespecting the Lions, but let's be more clear. What people are really saying in the media is that the Eagles are better than us. Some people think the Eagles have a better roster or better team than us, a better offense and a better defense than us. And clearly they're the second behind us in the NFC right now. So, D, I just want to get your opinion, man. Are the Eagles the biggest threat to the Lions? Let's just get it out the way.
I thought we had scratched this question off the docket,
I wanted
actually.
to, but it just
You
kept itching my
know,
brain.
um, Oh, well, satisfy that itch. There's no need. The Eagles are, they are basically being carried by Saquon Barkley. I'm gonna just be honest. I like Jalen Hurts. He seems like he's a good guy. He seems like he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
He does, what I'm saying? He could be a little in and out with it. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of his, even back in college. I really, he did push that Oklahoma team to the college playoffs when you can only have four teams.
Yeah, yeah.
So Hurts
Jalen
is
Hurts is
like
a
that.
good quarterback for
Hurts is
sure.
like that, you know what I'm saying? But when the biggest game, see, everybody want to put this on Lamar, when the biggest game comes, Hurts actually like that though,
Absolutely
you
not.
know. And
Absolutely
but
not.
he's had a very, he's had amazing teams. I mean, I'm gonna just be honest and say it. I think Kirk Cousins could do, probably
Wow.
win the Super Bowl with the same roster. You put him in charge of that Philly team. Yeah, you're not gonna get the tush pushes, but hey, you're gonna get a lot more, QB accuracy. He has a lot of weapons that he can't even. I mean, I'm just be honest. Jared Goff is better than him. I
Well, here's
didn't
what I'll
think that.
say.
I didn't think that 2 years ago. That's all I'm saying.
I
Jared Goff is better than Jalen Hurts. Like he can actually get it to guys. He can actually just. He just threw for 417 versus a defense that. Hold on, is not actually bad. The Jags defense ain't bad. People forget that. The Jags offense is awful, but their defense have been good all year. Got 3 picks the game before us.
I think the Eagles' offense is okay. Ranked number 4 in total offense, averaging 379 yards a game. I think in talking how you talked about the Jags, the Eagles, the problem is it's the reverse. Their defense isn't that good. People are giving the Eagles a lot more credit than what they should be. Eagles
Right.
Pro Football Focus has Philly at number 4 in defense in the NFL. However, against teams like Green Bay, Cincinnati, Tampa, and Atlanta, they ranked in the bottom half of the league. So what does that tell you? When they go up against top offenses, their defenses crumble. Their defense crumbles. So do I think the Eagles are the biggest threat to the Lions? Absolutely not. Because
No.
if defense is your issue going against us, you're going to lose and it won't be close. Now the Eagles offense, yeah, they might be able to score, but let's not forget that ball is in the air. Kirby is back there and Branch is back there. We lead in takeaways. Right. So we're not, and I said this, I keep saying this week after week after week, and it makes me mad. And just people won't just admit this, but like you cannot underrate our defense. We are not afraid of you
Remember, Jalen
throwing the
Hurts is
ball. I just
Jalen
want to say
Hurts is a
this.
textbook guy.
We are not afraid of you throwing the ball. If the ball is in the air, we have ball hawks, like consistent ball hawks. I'm mentioning this and I'm going to get right back on point with the Eagles. In that game against the Jags, the pick that came, Kirby Joseph had, do you realize that Branch was right there? And as Kirby came down with the interception, Branch had the biggest smile on his face. You want to know why? Because he tried to get there before Kirby did, and he didn't. And Kirby got there first. That's how good our ball hawks are. They're out there playing games between the two of them. Who's gonna
Oh
get it? Are
my
you gonna
God.
get it? Are you gonna get it? You better get there before me,
But we
right?
both saw it.
And let's say this too as well. Saquon Barkley, again, I believe he should be in the conversation for MVP. If if you follow us on Rubler, we talked about this over the weekend. Our run defense is phenomenal. We've stifled some of the best backs. Again, so if you cannot throw the ball and you cannot run the ball, what do you end up with? You end up with 6 points like the Jags. And I'm not saying the Eagles will only score 6 points against us. It's not what I'm saying. It's disrespectful to their offense. But what I am saying is the game will not be as close as people think it is. Like, let's stop pretending like the Lions are not the best team in the NFC by a mile,
Mhm.
because what you consider to be weaknesses, I'm pretty sure people in Detroit look at it to be strengths.
Right.
We give up a lot of passing yards. We also give a lot of takeaways.
Hey,
And I'm just saying that when people point to
we're the
weaknesses on
it
our
team.
team, when people point to weaknesses on our team, D, what is it that they say? Oh, is Dan Campbell, can he be consistent in big games? Well, he's proven that he can be. Can Jared Goff deliver in big moments? He's proven that he can be. Their defense, is it real? Is it not real? We've first and third downs, second and takeaways. We might be leading now. I'm not sure. What more is there to
Top five in
improve?
red zone.
Can you play in bad weather games? Packers, we did that. So I wanted to get that question out the way because it was itching my brain for a minute, man. I keep seeing. I feel like everywhere I go, I just see that. Are the Eagles the biggest threat to the Lions? Eagles have the best roster. I feel like people are afraid to, and it's no disrespect to Jalen Hurts. It's no disrespect to their organization. They're doing a good
No, it's
job.
disrespect. We're the
To
best team in the league. No one's on our level. I'm gonna just be
yeah,
honest with it. No one's
yeah,
on the Lions, the level of the Lions. No one's putting out dominant wins like we put out dominant wins. No
yeah,
one's gutting out wins like we gut out wins. No one
yeah,
controls the game like we control. Like I'm just gonna be like, bro. No one is on our level.
yeah,
Literally, no
yeah.
one is on the same level. You can only maybe say the Chiefs, but that's purely because of Mahomes and the fact that but everybody keeps saying, well, they're going for their 3P, they're going for their 3P. But you got to be honest with yourself, man. I think if the Chiefs played us right now,
It would be bad, is what you're saying.
man,
It
I was about to
would-
name off a number that would be bad for Mahomes to lose by.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, hey, if we break out, because the best you can hope to do is keep pace. You hope your defense can keep you in the game to keep pace, right?
Well, sort of. What it would be is time of possession, right? The best way to stop a high-powered offense is to not give the ball to them. So I believe if we play any team on the AFC, whether it be the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Bills, or the Ravens, maybe except the Ravens, they don't do that. They're kind of like us offensively. They just try and put up points. But the Bills, Steelers, Chiefs, it would be they would try and hold the ball for about 5 to 7 minutes in each half and then limit our potential to get points off. Which again, this is why I've said before,
Yeah.
I want to, I want to see how, things shape up at the end of the
No, well,
season.
that's going to backfire when you're going against the top five red zone defense. So now you're
True.
limiting how many times you get to the red zone. Now all of a
Facts.
sudden, we scored with our limited possessions, and
Facts.
you didn't
Facts.
score with your limited possessions. Because you got to the red zone and couldn't finish the job. The
Facts.
game got real towards the end. So you couldn't go for kicks no more. And now it's 28-15, and it's a Chiefs.
Facts.